Canadian basketball fans have been excited since they heard this back in May.
I am honored to officially announce that we have awarded the City of Toronto the 14th WNBA franchise.
Now it's time to name that team, and they need your help. Joining us to talk about how we can all pitch in to pick the perfect name for Canada's first professional women's basketball team is Teresa Resch. She's the WNBA Toronto president. Welcome to the studio.
Oh, thanks so much.
I asked you first of all if you had any thoughts, and you said no. You've got an open mind on this.
Oh, completely open. It's funny. So May 23rd was the big day. It was kind of fun to see that video again. And I think the first thing anybody asks is like, oh, what's the team name? And I truly don't. I don't have one yet, but I look forward to thinking creatively and putting my own submissions on nameyourteam.ca, just like everybody else. We're inviting everybody else to be part of.
Okay, and on namethatteam.ca, you can submit
nameyourteam.ca.
You can submit not only a name but also colors, logo ideas.
Yeah, even though the website is nameyourteam.ca, it's about more than a team name. It's about what inspires you. Not everybody's going to have a team name idea. Not everybody's going to be an artist and have a logo, but they're going to want to know what this team stands for. They're going to want to know what inspires them. And that's what we're looking for. Anything that you want to take in consideration for this team name and really our entire brand identity.
Okay, so then what kinds of things go into, I mean, this is very important. This is your statement. This is the first franchise. You don't often get this opportunity to start from scratch.
You only get it once. That's why we want to make sure that not only that we get it right, but everybody's involved in it. Like, we want the name and logo will live on in Canada for the rest of time. And we want the story of how that was created to be about a collection of fans and their ideas and not a couple of people in a boardroom. So we really want Canada to be part of this.
Okay, well, I think back to when the Raptors were first called the Raptors, and I remember everybody was like, what does that have to do with Toronto? It seems so random, and you don't think about that, but we were talking about how Jurassic Park had come out at the same time, and so then there was like the Velociraptor, and that sort of landed from there, and then it was purple, and people were like, made the comparison to Barney. So what kinds of things are you considering when you're bringing this team name together?
So you make a good point. Like, the team name and brand identity will continue to evolve, and we just can't wait for that process. There's a lot of considerations, like you said. Do we want it to be something feminine? Do we want it to be pluralized? Like, the WNBA has a lot of team names that aren't. So there's the Storm and the Mercury and the Sky, and there's a lot of different teams that have that. So, like, well, is that something we want, or do we want to be different and actually have it pluralized? So there's so many things to think about, but that's why we need Canada's help, is what's important to them. We want to hear from you.
And is color selection wide open, or is there like a parameter?
Absolutely.
Really? So it could be anything?
It could be anything, yeah. I mean, the progress is definitely going to be, okay, let's figure out what our name is. From there, we'll figure out a logo. From there, we'll figure out colors. There is kind of like a process in the whole madness of this whole thing.
Okay.
But I think that ultimately, we're going to take everything. We're going to take all the different nuances of it and really zero in on themes, different things that keep coming up that we feel like is really speaking to the general public, and really zero in on those as we continue through the process.
Okay, well, you're the Toronto president, so what kind of themes do you like, or what do you think of when you think about this team?
I mean, when I think of this team, I think of really powerful women who have taken a stand and have a great voice. And we want to empower them. We want to give them a platform. So I'm excited to see what people come up with.
I'm excited to see what people come up. I don't know the options. When you're in there, and there's, I imagine, a group of you who are going to sort of narrow down this final decision, how will you know when you have the right one? Like, what kind of consensus, what sort of boxes does it need to tick?
It's funny you ask that, because we want this whole process to be as transparent as possible. So yes, there's going to be a smaller group of people who are talking about this all the time. It's their job to do it. But we're going to be talking about that in a very public way. So yes, submit your ideas, submit your inspiration, but then come back and follow along with us on the journey. We're going to have a blog. We're going to have podcasts. There's going to be different ways over the next couple months where you can re-engage. So it's definitely going to be something that you're going to be part of. We're going to take you a little BTS, right, behind the scenes.
And when is the deadline?
So the deadline for the submissions is the 28th of August, but then the process will continue, and there'll be a lot to talk about after that as well.
Oh, Teresa, thanks for coming in today. A reminder, because I bet you have ideas already, nameyourteam.ca is now live. Thanks for being here. Can't wait to see what you guys decide on.
Well, it'll be up to all of Canada and to inspire us.
Okay, well, let's get your ideas going.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.